Okay, this is rates of change and tangent lines. These problems are taken from Paul's notes. The website is at the top of the page, and we're going to run through the solutions here. So here you've got the function f of x equals 3 times the quantity x plus 2 squared, and the point P is given, we're looking at is when x equals negative 3. So we want to find the slope of the secant line that connects point P when x is negative 3 to point Q, which is when x equals negative 3.1 and negative 2.99. So we're looking at two different Q values. So to figure out the slope, you're looking at the rate of change, or the slope of the secant line, is simply equal to the function, the y value of the function, minus the other y value. So it's the change in y over the change in x. So in the case of Roman numeral 3, we've got the slope is equal to f of negative 3 minus f of negative 3.01. Divide that by the change in x values, which is negative 3 minus negative 3.01. And running through those calculations, evaluating that in the calculator, again you're evaluating the function f of x, this function here. You end up with negative 6.03. Roman numeral 9, again the same formula, but this time we're going to look at what happens when Q is the point x equals negative 2.999. And putting that into a calculator and computing, you end up with negative 5.997. So those are the two slope values of the two secant lines. Now we're trying to estimate what happens when x actually is equal to negative 3. What is the slope of that line? And you know from algebra you need to have 2 points to determine the slope of a line, and we only have one. So right now we're thinking about approaching x equals negative 3 from the left and from the right, and we've tried to estimate what that slope is. So you can think here, well, if it's negative 6.03, negative 5.997, a good estimation probably is going to be negative 6. So the answer to part B is use the information to estimate the slope of the tangent line, and I think negative 6 is a good estimation. Now going a little further, we need to figure out, okay, what is the equation of that line? Well, a nice form to use here is this one, because you only need one point and the slope. So what point do we put? Well, the slope is negative 6, x minus negative 3. What about our y value? Well, to figure that out, you can simply evaluate the function when x is negative 3. So that's negative 1 squared is 1 times 3 is 3. Getting rid of this minus a negative, you can think about this as y minus 3 equals negative 6 times x plus 3.